Good afternoon. Happy football week to you. It's week 9. Been a hot minute, hasn't it? It's your man Doug Pugh with Pugh's Views, the high school version for week 9. We've taken a little bit of hiatus because there were some important things that needed to be done in the past few weeks. So, without further ado, we're going to jump right into it because we've got some district madness on our hands. First game, Newsome at Sarasota Riverview. Sarasota Riverview, uh, although it wasn't a shocking win, it was still a surprise nonetheless that they were able to beat Manatee last week, which makes things interesting. Newsome, you're 4-1 in the district. Riverview's the same. Manatee is the same. Here's the deal. Newsome, you have the toughest remaining schedule in that group. You've got Riverview, Sarasota Riverview that you're going down to this week, which isn't an easy game because that team loves to push people around. However, if you're doing the transitive property here, Newsome, this should give you some hope. You beat Palm Harbor, who beat this Sarasota Riverview team. Palm Harbor, coincidentally, will be rooting for you to lose out because they do not own a tiebreaker with you, but they own the tiebreaker with Sarasota Riverview. So there's a lot of drama potentially going on in this grouping, and it remains to be seen. Newsome, if you can control the defensive line of scrimmage and get Sarasota Riverview, out of their normal ground and pound mentality, you have a spot to win this game tonight and solidify a playoff spot. That game with Manatee next week would be for the district championship, and boy, wouldn't that be something for the Wolves. Braden River at Palmetto. I love how Joe Pincos predicted that Braden River was going to be a 25-point underdog last week to Venice, and it was a 7-point differential. I thought Braden River showed me a lot last week, even in that loss. Colissimo was bravissimo. He took some sacks, though. So Palmetto, Alonzo Houston, Andrew Duncan, Zach Wyatt, if you can get to the quarterback, you can create some issues where you get Braden River behind schedule. That could fare well for you. But Braden River, I still believe, has the goods to get through this game. If Palmetto wins this game, I'm going for Dave Marino as one of my frontrunners for Coach of the Year because they will be playing Venice next week for the district championship. And who thought that Palmetto would be undefeated in the district or at least be in this position at this time of the season? You didn't think so. Not very many of you, at least. Let's see. Tampa Bay Tech at Durant. It's a big one. Durant, congratulations. You're in the postseason regardless because this is your last district game, and you hold tiebreakers with everybody else. Tampa Bay Tech has one more game with East Bay. I know that's got, Coach Frank LaRosa is not going to have any quit, and Tampa Bay Tech will have to show up and play that game. They will be expected to win that game, though. Now, this week, Pincos has Tampa Bay Tech as a touchdown favorite. Listen, let me make myself very, very clear with regards to Michael Penix Jr. I don't know if somebody thought that I said something. But I thought you said I was a comedian in spite of. No, listen. All right, Michael Penix Jr. is one of the best quarterbacks in the state of Florida, if not the nation, much less our region and city. He's a left-hander, throws a beautiful ball. Let's see, 240 yards per game and a 23-2 touchdown to interception ratio, which for me is the best stat possible. I don't care how many yards you put up, don't turn the ball over. And that's exactly what he doesn't do, is turn the ball over. Angelo Owens, Jonathan King, they get to Carlton Potter, could be a long night. I think this is where Durant misses Stephen Wachowski, to be quite honest with you. Now, you want to concentrate on Daquan Green, but Levy Jackson is their leading wide receiver. So there's weapons all around that Durant's going to have to do. I think this is a great slugfest ball game on our hands, and it's going to set up a pretty good first round matchup with the district they're opposite of regardless, because that's Eastlake St. Pete. For all intents and purposes right now, even though Eastlake and Pinellas Park have to settle some things first. St. Pete, I expect you to beat Countryside, but we're getting off topic. Wesley Chapel at Zephyrhills. Dexter Leverett has taken over, even though Jacob Thomas can throw the ball down the field when he wants to. Isaiah Bolden, the defensive back, that's the FSU commit. The Wildcats are undefeated. They are on a roll. That Zephyrhills team, the offensive game plan last week looked to be slant here, slant there, slant here, slant there. That's pretty easy to defend. If they don't mix up that offensive strategy, that's going to be a long night. Wesley Chapel will try and run the ball down their throats. I think there could be some chaos, though. if Zephyrhills does beat Wesley Chapel. But right now, Wesley Chapel is a team that looks to be on a roll and on a collision course with River Ridge next week, which will be on television. So make sure you guys show up in full force for that one. Now, 2 more games before I get out of here. Gateway at Ridge. Kissimmee Gateway at Ridge Community. Ridge Community, you have a chance to pull a huge turnaround. You were 1 point away from tying Osceola, but you were 2 points away from shocking the state and beating Kissimmee Osceola and having this game be for the district championship. This one's for your district playoff life, or your postseason lives. But you got a chance. You're 11-point favorites according to the computers. And man, this is a special story coming out of Ridge Community if they can get to the playoffs. I like this team to go ahead and make it to the postseason after kind of being an afterthought the last couple years. Good on you, Bolts. All right, Wiregrass at Gaither. Man, Wiregrass, you're in control of your own destiny, but here's the deal. You got to hope that Freedom beats Sickles next week, and you got to beat Gaither. The Plant game, let's be honest. Plant hasn't lost a district game in going on 12 years. If they win tonight or tomorrow night against Freedom, and then they play and beat Wiregrass next week, they've been undefeated in district play in 12 years. That's insane. Not saying that things can't happen, especially the way Wiregrass has come together. When you lose 19 guys to season-ending injuries last year, you're going to look like a 2-8 team. This year, when you get all those guys back and have the talent that you have around you and the coaching, I might add, you've got a good chance. You don't own that tiebreaker against Sickles, which is tough, but that stranger things are starting to happen in that district. Wiregrass, you could be on the verge of something pretty special here. And with that, let's hope everybody stays healthy. No cancellations. Mama Nature, go somewhere. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up on out of here. And everybody have a fun Friday night.